This is Khirbet Minya, or the place called Minim. It is ruins of a winter palace built in the 8th century by the rulers from Damascus. It didn't survive a long time. In 749, the earthquake demolished it. And what we see is the ruins of the palace. It was used again in other years, like during the Crusader times, as a sugar factory. This is the entrance, a monumental entrance that was partially repaired after the damage. You can see the really nice stones here and pillars, and you can see also a second construction with other types of stones, like these black stones, the basalt stones, to support the arch, the entrance. And this is the other side, also very, very remarkable craftsmanship. And again, looks like they repaired it with these basalt stones. This will be the entrance. See the nice marble stones here in the entrance, and the basalt flooring. And there's even some holes for the hinges. So we're on the east side. The entrance is from the east side. The sea is over there on the east side. And it's a quite large palace. Let's start from the northeast corners. And this is with various rooms. On this room, on the northeastern side, are several stones used for oil presses, or it could be also for the sugar factory used by the Crusaders. You can see a very neat type of basalt stone with some holes here. This is one of the basins, and there's another one here on this side. Let's continue along the north side. The water to the palace came from a spring on the north side, so there was an aqueduct feeding the water into the palace. So this will be the northern wall, and on the northwest side you can see that they're actively excavating the place. You see the rooms here and some of the excavation activity tools. Pottery remains. You can see it's from probably the early Muslim or Crusader period. Some of them are glazed. You see these glazed, that was typical of a Muslim and Crusader. And these will be part of the results of the excavations. Looking into these rooms, still under excavation. And this looks like a kitchen, and there is a furnace here. There's two furnaces. Maybe you can come closer here and look on these two furnaces with black smoke on the walls here. So there's one furnace and there's another one. This was probably part of the kitchen.
You can find here also bones.
Okay, the bones of cooking. Yeah, this is one of them. And let's see. So we're on the northwestern side. You can see there's a second floor here as well. This is some staircase. Okay, let's continue along the western side, which is not yet excavated. There's a large pile of ground here. These rooms go all the way down here. Maybe you can see it. So this is the level of the palace. We're just higher than that. Okay, we're here on the western side, western wall, and continuing to explore the Khovat Minya, the Winter Palace. This will be the southwestern corner. These sections are not yet excavated, and it's on this side we can see the wall with the following construction. We have a basalt stone here on the bottom. See the black basalt stone, which is a very hard rock. Above it are the limestone blocks, and they have holes here. The idea of these holes is to hold a marble wall. Maybe we can see some of the marble stones. See, these are the marble stones. And so this was really nice, like a palace, of course. And these holes held these parts together. So we have some marble stones here. And they cover the wall.
Why are there small stones on the top?
Okay, this probably was from a secondary building after the palace was abandoned. And you can see all these holes. And the idea of holding the marble stones, you can see here an example. And these marble stones, some of them are decorated. See this one. And all these marble stones were fixed onto the wall. These stones, I think they were above the wall and gave a nice edge of the structure. So there were several of those. We saw other stones like this in other sections of the palace. Let's go now to this section, which is the mosque. The mosque is on the southeastern side. This was the mosque, and the mihrab, the prayer opening. Yeah. The mihrab faces Mecca, and you can see this is the opening of the mihrab on the south side. So the prayer hall was oriented towards this side. Okay. There's a lot of birds around. Up in the trees. These palm trees. Okay, another opening on this side. And let's look at another feature here, which is from a date later than the palace, is from the Crusader period. This section here is a Crusader furnace for a sugar factory. The sugar was the sugar canes were cut from the spring, from the streams here, brought here using those grinding stones and bases. They cut the sugar cane and burned it here and poured that into jars and then it crystallized, and then after some time they broke those jars and took out the sugar and then exported that. Crusaders made a lot of money and their wealth from sugar. Sugar was early in those times in Europe, so it got a very good price. And there's dozens of sugar factories built in the Holy Land. You can see this is a section of the furnace. See this many parts of the pottery of the jars that held the sugar, crystallized sugar. There's a lot of stones here, and you can see it's all black from the fires. The furnace was open from here. You can see the entrance to the furnace where the wood would have entered, or just an opening of the air. You can see it's called black here. See? So black from smoke. And all this area is part of the furnace to boil the sugar canes. So this is from the 12th century, more or less, part of their sugar processing, manufacturing. So this was a secondary use. They had the water coming from the spring and then turning the mill, those mills that we saw, turning around, crushing the cranes, and then burning them here and letting the sugar to crystallize and break it out from the jars, throw away the jars and take out the crystals, which is the sugar. And here are other rooms of the palace. can see part of the sugar, I think it's the sugar ceramics. Okay, again, there's another view of the furnace of the sugar processing factory of the Crusader period. See this wheel? How accurate it is. All these small details gave a nice impression of the palace. Okay, other sections have not yet been excavated. That is left for other excavation teams to clean it out and show the palace glory. Okay, there's a pillar over there. I guess that held the second floor.
Very nice. The under and the top.
Yeah, as we saw in other sections, there's the basalt stone foundation, which is the harder stone, then the limestone blocks, and then the roof. This is could be also a second floor. Another room on the northeast side. Let's go out from the main gate and see what's around here. To the north of us, over there, is a power station that brings up the water from the Sea of Galilee and moves it through the main Israeli aqueduct, that Movila Artzi, the national aqueduct that brings water all the way to the south. This was a project done in the 60s, and it was one of the major projects bringing water to the south and make it green again. The hill itself over there, we'll explore it later, is a Bronze and Iron Age city. Okay, let's look on this side of the city. See the tower that protected the gate, and then the wall around the palace.
Very strong wall.
Yeah, a massive wall and a massive construction. It was a palace, and of course also had defensive purposes.